Hey y'all, it's your girl Bria Danielle back with another one. And as you can see from the title of this video, I'm changing up the tone of this channel really quickly today. I feel like it's a topic that I have to touch on. I was triggered by something and let's get into it.
It's about to go down.
So today, guys, I am going to tell you all about my infertility. It's a topic that I don't really speak about much, and when I do speak about it, I often make extremely light of it or make a joke about it because that's how I compartmentalize and handle things that are extremely sensitive to me. And that is a topic. This is a topic that is extremely sensitive to me. The reason why I'm bringing it up today is because I was triggered a little bit by a podcast that I've been listening to for quite some time. It's the Love Hour podcast with Kev on Stage and Mrs. Kev on Stage. And I've been listening to that podcast for quite some time now. Even though I'm single, it's about love and relationships. It's something that I'm interested in, and I love them, and I love their dynamic, and they give pretty good information. So I watched them, and this past month, they had a series on infertility, and your girl was triggered. That's just plain and simple. I had some notes that I had taken that I was gonna be using to discuss in this video because I can already feel my emotions coming right now, and I'm not even going to be able to follow them, so I'm just gonna talk. Emotional roller coaster. I am 28 years old. I will be 29 in a month. September 20th is my birthday, and I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, back when I was 21 years old. PCOS comes in many forms. Apparently, it's very common, but the symptoms vary, and they vary like it's different for every individual that has PCOS. It manifests differently. For me, those symptoms are excessive hair growth, extreme like weight fluctuation, like my weight goes up and down very, very, very easily and very, very quickly. Does that. It's been doing that for quite some time. And irregular periods due to not ovulating, which in turn causes infertility because in order to conceive you have to ovulate. PCOS is a hormonal imbalance, and like I said, the hormonal imbalance shows up in different ways for every person. So for me, I found out that I had PCOS because I was in a long-term relationship. I was in a relationship that lasted about 5 years, but about 2 years into that relationship, I was 20, about going on 21, and I had my first and only confirmed pregnancy because I had a miscarriage that it came in the form of heavy bleeding and clotting and excruciating pain. Like I had never had pain like it before until recently when I had this tooth problem. But that lasted for about 2 weeks straight, and so I knew that it was something going on. So then I scheduled a doctor's appointment. At the doctor's appointment, that was still happening. So it ended up lasting about 3.5 weeks. That when I went to the doctors, they did a bunch of blood work and tests, and it came back that I still had the pregnancy hormone in my bloodstream, but it was a very, very, very low percentage of that. So, and because of what I was going through, the doctor concluded that I was currently having a miscarriage. And we had decided that we were just gonna let it run its natural course, and because since it was already dispelling, let it dispel the rest of the pregnancy on its own, and then I went back a week later. A week was maybe like 2 weeks later, to so that they could check and make sure that they didn't need to perform what is called a DNC to get the rest of the pregnancy out of my uterus, but they didn't end up having to because it did it on its own. That was the first and last time that I have ever been pregnant. I never had a scare or nothing. And I had, like I said, that relationship was 5 years. We had, of course, a regular unprotected sex, and then I had a relationship following that. That was about 3 years. Same thing. No, regular unprotected sex. Not a scare, not a peep, nothing. It's I already knew that I had the issues that I had, so I knew why, and I had become obsessed with researching like the female anatomy, how the reproductive system particularly works, all types of things, and I just do that on my own time, my own personal time, and I don't really like tell people much about it, but that's what I do because I was trying to figure out all of the ways that I could possibly end up pregnant without having too much intervention. But fast forward to now, I've been single for quite some time now, and it's been something that's always been in the back of my mind and sometimes pushed to the forefront, but I just stuff it down because I don't like to think about the feelings that come along with being infertile. Because, to be honest, it makes me feel like less of a woman. That's just it. I feel like broken, like is something wrong with me, because it is something wrong with me. I feel very, very by myself because most of the people around me are fertile myrtles. It ain't no problem, it ain't no thing. They going fuck and they gonna have a baby. Excuse me, because I probably wasn't supposed to say that, but that's just it, and that is not my story, and that's not my testimony. So being also the fact that I love children, is just like, oh, I always want children to be around me, and finding that out I'm pretty sure has made me even more like lean more into my love for children. But recently that has actually changed a little bit because well, my love for them hasn't changed, but the truth is that I don't really want to be around them as much because it reminds me that I can't have my own just so easily, because one, I have the issues that I have, and then two, it's like whenever I look up like the treatments and the processes of going through the motions and figuring out what's going on, and so that you can get on a plan to try to, conceive, it is majorly for couples. Duh, of course it would be for couples, because you need the male and the female genetic material to come together to form a child. I don't have that. I'm single as a dollar bill. So I just be like, not very hopeful that that's gonna work for me. And the biological clock is real. As much as people want to, in God's time, it'll happen me to death. It's like, no. Let's be real. When a baby girl is born, she has the most eggs that she will ever have in her life. She goes I believe I think they say when she gets to puberty, it's way less, and then it's gradually getting lower and lower. The number of eggs getting lower and lower as she grows up. And I'm about to be 30, and they say that the egg quantity and quality declines as you get older. So it's like, okay, well, if I don't find Mr. Right tomorrow, by the time I find him, I might be dried the fuck up, or who knows? I don't know. But that's the thought that always, it's a reality that could be the case. So I don't know. I need to rewind a little bit. It's not impossible for me to get pregnant. It's just very unlikely because I don't ovulate regularly. And when I do ovulate, of course, I don't know that I did. And who's to say that I was even having sex when I did? Because I don't know. So, it's, I'm gonna be honest with you. I refuse to cry on camera. I am very emotional right now, and I just had to take a second to myself because and check out my notes and stuff so that I could continue this video, because it's a lot of thoughts and feelings that I have about infertility versus fertility, me personally, my life, my trajectory, my path. I found recently within like the past 2 years that honestly, I'd be happy for like my friends and loved ones and stuff when they have when they get pregnant and they're having kids, but then I instantly am thinking about myself and I feel selfish for it. So I like to just stay away because it make me feel a kind of way, and it probably seems like I'm just being standoffish or I don't want a relationship with their children. It's just like as time goes on and on, my feelings and stuff about it get stronger and stronger. So I just don't really wanna oh god. It's funny I said I'm not gonna cry on camera, but that's my goal. But because I don't feel like really getting into a lot of emotions on camera, I'm just gonna make this video short and sweet. I will likely speak about this topic again because one, I care a lot about women's health. Even though I feel alone and like I'm the only single woman that knows that she's infertile and don't got no man in sight and no possibility of trying in sight, and I want to be a mother. It's like it's a big deal to me. I guess for some women it's not a big deal, but for me it is a big deal to one day be a mother of my own biological children. So it's likely a topic that I will come back to, but I gotta get myself together because to even be able to talk about it, because it's a lot for me. And I just hope that I really wanted to leave the video off on a positive note, but honestly at this moment I don't really have much hope. So I think that it can change. I'm not completely like oblivious to the fact that it's possible that it could change one day, but right now how I've been feeling recently is not very hopeful about it. But I was triggered by the series on that podcast, and so I felt like that was God telling me to just go ahead and put it out there, especially with me just starting the blog. I planned on touching the topic maybe lightly, maybe some months from now, but it was put on my heart now. So I may, if y'all are interested in hearing more specifically about PCOS, I know a lot about it because I've dug deep in the research on it because it's my diagnosis. So yeah, bye guys.